Fox 2 News starts now.
A local mom ends up in the ER after taking diet pills she bought at her local drugstore. I'll tell you how she's now fighting back.
A popular diet drug pulled off store shelves after it's linked to a young man's death.
Tonight, Fox 2's Dina Senapani brings us the story of a local mom who says she, too, unknowingly put her health at risk in order to lose weight.
Paying a lifelong price for simply trying to lose a few pounds. That's what a local mom says she is doing every day.
Go to the hospital immediately, your liver's shutting down.
Kristen Husby will remember that moment for the rest of her life. August 2006, she's in the emergency room as a team of doctors tries to figure out why her liver is shutting down.
They're going through all these different questions. What have you, did you leave the country? They thought I might have hepatitis A or hepatitis C because they've just not seen this kind of liver failure.
A year earlier, the Ypsilanti mom was struggling to lose weight after the birth of her first baby. She decides to try a supplement she had heard so much about.
I tried Hydroxy. A couple of my friends had said, this works really good.
Hydroxy is a group of 14 different weight loss products. They were sold in practically every drugstore in the country. It was so widely used, it accounted for 90% of weight loss supplement sales, a multi-billion-dollar industry. Kristen says she took the recommended dose of diet pills for weeks, then months. She lost weight. But at the 1-year mark, something changed. Kristen suddenly got extremely sick.
I started vomiting. I was very lethargic. I could barely sit up at work.
Her skin starts to turn yellow. She rushes to the emergency room. Their doctors believe the diet pills might be crippling Kristen's liver.
Are you taking anything? And my husband nudges me, and I was like, well, I am on some diet pills. And they're like, what?
According to court documents, at that moment, Kristen was told her liver damage was caused by Hydroxy.
Another day or two, you would have been on the liver transplant list. He said, just from taking these pills.
Kristen is then pumped full of steroids to save her liver and prevent permanent damage. Now, almost 3 years later, the FDA issues a warning telling people to stop taking Hydroxy because of its connection with serious liver damage. The drug company voluntarily recalls all of its products. But it's too late for Kristen. She is now suing the manufacturer for millions in damages. Her lawyer believes the pills should have been pulled years ago.
When a drug company or a supplement company has a product out on the market that hasn't been thoroughly tested, that's a problem. When they leave it out on the market after we know it's causing liver injury, that's criminal.
The FDA had actually been receiving reports of liver problems in people taking this supplement all the way back to about 2002.
So why did it continue to sell for years? As many as 9 million packages sold last year alone. A leading supplement researcher in Vermont, Anno Lobb, says the FDA's hands are tied.
These products do not need to be rigorously tested for safety or efficacy before they go on the market, and then once they're on the market, it's up to the FDA to prove that they're harmful before the agency can take any actions.
The agency finally took action when the death of a 20-year-old man who took the supplement came to light. But over the course of 7 years, about 24 seemingly healthy young people taking Hydroxy got sick.
The people had no history, in most cases had no history of a liver disease or any problems with their liver. Many of them were very young people, relatively fit people.
We wanted to find out what ingredient in the supplement is to blame.
The suspicion is that it's this hydroxycitric acid that's causing the liver injury.
Hydroxycitrate acid, or HCA, it comes from the Garcinia cambogia plant. It's the main ingredient in Hydroxy. The problem is, it's found in many other places too, listed on the label as Citramex.
It is in a lot of other products. You can get other tablets that have the HCA in it. It's even in some herbal teas for weight loss, and some popular sort of fruit beverages also have it in there.
But until there's solid proof that particular ingredient is triggering the liver damage, it's allowed to stay in food and supplements.
And it can be very difficult to conclusively prove that some substance is causing harm.
Now Kristen is a mother of 2, living with the potential that her liver will start to fail again. She must take a powerful chemotherapy drug every day to protect it. Meantime, she hopes others will learn from her difficult lesson.
A couple of days later, I could have died and left my husband to raise a child on his own, and all just because I wanted to be thin.
Kristen says her story should be a wake-up call to anyone taking supplements sold without FDA approval. Now, there are some good sources of information out there about the safety of supplements. I will link you to them on the health page at myfoxdetroit.com. That's HealthWorks. I'm Dina Santafanti.
Kristen Husby's lawsuit was filed just hours ago in federal court. We contacted Iovate, the parent company of Hydroxy, for a response. Via email, they tell us, quote, "Unfortunately, we cannot comment on legal action that we have not seen," end quote. A press release issued by the company the day of the recall, May 1st, reads in part, Iovate's own assessment of the potential risk associated with the use of these products differs from that expressed by the agency. Every product marketed by Iovate is evaluated during its development for the safety of its individual ingredients. However, out of an abundance of caution and because consumer safety is Iovate's top priority, Iovate is voluntarily recalling these Hydroxy branded products.